Pow wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Power number 51, and I'm super excited to be with you guys. As always, we're going to dive into the love of the community, then talk about what's happening on SwissBorg Network as it's flourishing every time. In this special episode, we're going to talk about Creta, which is going to be an alpha opportunity on SwissBorg. We're going to talk about new things about the Thematic and about new tokens that are being listed very shortly. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. Question of the week, it goes to the hero score, essentially. So, hey guys, I'm confused. Is the hero score program still running in the background, or is the score frozen? So it is going to be revamped for a new scenario, and we got a lot of different feedbacks. And the thing is that the hero score is a great way to essentially be able to reward people who are doing the right gesture. But due to the fact that it was not complicated, but a little bit complex, and you're not able to see it within the app, we thought about resetting up the hero score. So essentially making the hero score that would be based on how many Bor tokens you would have for the next season. I think that makes it much more easier. So the top 100, it will be the top 100 Borg holders. The top 1,000 will be the top 1,000 Borgers. And if you want to be into that competition, you know what to do. You have to press on the buy button. So initially that's going to be done. Then we'll have, of course, new ways to revamp the Borg and revamp the hero score, even more importantly, in a way that it could have, again, this real meritocratic way to be played, and a good way to learn how to have good behaviors to be healthy and wealthy. But for that, we need to build it in the app and make it more obvious and much easier. So we thought about for the next second season to be just based on how many Borg tokens you're holding. Market updates, the pivot effects. Which one are you? So a bit of a macro perspective here. Usually what happens is that when people start raking heights, so making rates higher, essentially there's always a recession that happens. And that's why the market is always forward looking as well, right? Because when the Fed makes an impact, you try to look at 12, 18 months, right? And the essentially what the market does is the same thing. It likes to see. So if you think that next year is going to be economical, not a good year, it's probably going to be a very good year in terms of stock investing because it looks sour. And so 2022 was a poor year because it thought that 2023 and the end of 2020, beginning of 2024 was going to be potentially a recession. So that's a bit how things are being played. Now, what's very important is that there's a very small chance we believe that the recession is going to have such a huge impact because inflation has been played very well, hiring the rates, essentially being able to really calm down essentially inflation and start to put people investing and pouring money into it. So I think this is something that's really, really interesting to know. What we have to look at, this one is very important. This one's very interesting. So the chart number 2 here. So we've seen a lot of people flying into cash, right? And where you saw stocks, essentially nothing going into it. And essentially high yield bonds, not too much either. And people are looking on the short term, right? The short term was really the play to do in 2023, essentially go in a risk-free environment, put your money in and just put it on the side. What usually happens when this goes really high, eventually it will go very low, right? Everything, whenever there's new all-time highs, eventually then you get to all-time low to some extent. And all this creation of putting cash and the interest yield is going to go where? It's going to go into equities. So you're going to see essentially that's going to grow. And the good thing about that is that equities is high risk investments, so is crypto. So you can see a lot of money pouring into equities and the next semester and the following semester, or at least in H2 at the worst case scenario, which then will bring a lot of money into injecting into the markets and injecting into crypto. Market update regarding the Bor token. A lot of people have been a little bit annoyed by the fact that the Borg has not been doing great vis-a-vis of some tokens. And I know that this concerns me, concerns everyone within the SwissBorg network, but what we have to understand is why it's not have a huge market impact for the last, let's say, 3 months, which we saw a nice rally. most of these tokens, you see the correlation between essentially Bor Token and essentially the other ones. And you see that the correlation, usually when it's negative, that means one performs well, the other one performs less. Or if its correlation is 1, that means both tend to have a correlation in the upside and the downside. Here you see that, long story short, there's a very small amount of correlation. And why is that so? Not only because these are top 10, because right now there is this battle, which is 2 big themes playing. Number 1, we're looking at Bitcoin ETF and then eventually Ethereum. These are really the 2 big catalysts that have scored and brought the market, the core of our market. The number 2 is that if you look at all these other ones are blockchains. They're different essentially blockchains that are trying to figure out who's the number 2, who's the number 3, who's the number 4 and whatsoever, right? So you have had Solana that picked up extremely well, and then you have some Solana tokens that performed therefore within Solana. Now you have essentially the Cosmos thing going on, and essentially trying Avalanche as well. And you're trying to figure out essentially what are these different competitors' chains and how they will be replaced, maybe number 2, number 3, or number 4. And this is really what it is. People are really focusing on that and not on like Aave or Uniswap has not performed this year, or Bor Token has not performed. So a lot of essentially utility tokens have not really performed well. Besides maybe some new ones, new kids on the block, people always get overexcited about things, and then eventually most of the projects essentially run out of capital, die, go fail whatsoever. But what we know here right now is that Borg, as many other utility tokens, have not been on the radar. That doesn't mean it's not going to be in the future radar. It's just that it's not the cycle play. We know that Borg has its own thing, but it has as well a correlation with the markets. And when the wind is not blowing towards the right direction, unfortunately, the Borg is not doing the best. Second reason is that I think we haven't been communicating very well on the Borg. The Borg needs a new white paper. It has a new life, but it has to bring some new utilities within the DeFi in the decentralized way. And we've talked about this, but I don't think everyone really has heard it. The third reason is that, well, on the centralized play or on the MEX play, is that SwissBorg has a very strong utility within the premiums. And we have, 1,500 pretty much every week since last 3 weeks that are getting to be premium. But we need more premium people to get to essentially lock and buy those tokens. And I think so. This is still not a phase where there's a huge growth, right? This very early stage of the bull market. So you need new people to come into SwissBorg to get that. Last but not least, the hero score, hopefully that will bring a new way to understand how to maximize your chances to get into these alpha opportunities. And for that, you will need to hold a fair amount of Borg. Bonk is here and things are going crazy. So what US Bonk? Bonk essentially is Solana's favorite meme token, favorite dog in some way. It's the Dodge or the Shiba on essentially Solana. Met the team, really great people, great mindsets. They have this will of bringing this dog, not the all-time highs only, but to build an ecosystem around it, which I really think is really good. So it's just more than just a little mem token. I think so they want to really go a further step. There's other ones like Floki wants to do that as well. Don't know if it's happening or not, but this was what their promise was. At the least, the outlook right now is optimistic because it still hasn't been listed on every exchange. Still has a very small market cap towards essentially the other dogs. And of course, the other dogs at all-time highs were crazy, right? So there's still a lot of big room for improvement here. If you look at the pessimistic way, so it's just a dog, different fleas. That was a citation that was in Wall Street, if you guys remember. And there's as well a competitor, which is Samway, but I don't believe too much in Samway because it reminds me too much of SBF. But that's my only take. So all in all, I know some people criticize the meme tokens whatsoever. At the end, it's fun, fair, community-centric. So whatever is fun for me, I always think it's good. Me personally, I don't own any bonks. I have a fair amount of Dogecoin. And Dogecoin, I always had it. It's a historical one. For me, it's a bit like a, I don't know, critique about the society and how essentially Dogecoin has been made to be the Molière of crypto, essentially, or the Molière of money at the least. So I always have some Doge, and obviously Elon's going to pump it sooner or later. So I thought that for me, it's always a good way to trade. I think SwissBorg has another thing too as well. It's a token to probably have, but it's a very good token to trade because you have those crazy moments, and if you play it right, you could actually trade very well. So happy trading, enjoy it. Another listing is happening, and of course, again, we talk about Steppen. Steppen has been one of the play to earn or healthy, wealthy type of game, move and earn, that it's able people to collect a lot of different GMTs in order to essentially be able to walk and show how much you're walking, you're running, whatsoever. I think so. It's a team that we've met that are very experienced in terms of gaming, but as well in terms of entrepreneurship and in general. I had the great conversation with Shiti herself. Great person, great entrepreneur. I know, which is really cool, is that there's as well other teams. I'm saying there's other games that are being built with essentially the GMT as token as well. So it's really an ecosystem. Again, not just one game. And if you look at all times high, it's still like 10x from now. So there's still a very high possibility that this token could be a very nice play to have within your portfolio. Of course, it's very risky as an investment. But yeah, I think so. The cool thing is that you get rewards in GMT, but if you want to get the biggest amount of rewards, you have to stake a fair amount of these tokens to collect them to get the nice shoes, and these shoes will give you extra points. So there's quite a great utility to the token. The token economics is very serious. I think something's been done very well. And yeah, be healthy and wealthy with Steppen. Tokens and reallocation. The Thematic's best of blockchain, your favorite Thematic, your very favorite basket of layer 1s and 2s is finally being reallocated. There's going to be 3 new tokens that are going to be in it, and one going to be removed. I will not give you which ones, so let's keep it as a surprise. But you'll see there'll be new weighting, a new distribution. I hope you guys enjoy. Token updates, you could finally be able to withdraw and as well deposit essentially your sweat tokens, but with Ethereum only, nothing in near. So make sure that you use the Ethereum token network and not the near. Member of the week, it is Elodie Saugon. I don't need to introduce her. She's a wonderful person, a great person that has been pushing SwissBorg for a long time, and she is back on Twitter with us. So I'm very excited to have her. Of course, she comes with as well excellent news, which essentially she has cherry-picked 5 different associations, right? Carton du Cœur, la Décampée, Pro Sénécute, la Tuile et Croix-Rouge, 5 different associations. And if you smart send any Borg to this number, +41 79 910 4218, you essentially be able to send Borgs to this association. I will top up 100 Borg for everyone that's essentially depositing into this, and we want to get to at least 5,000 francs. We have 10 days for this. It'll be very good for our karma and as well for the associations, but our reputation as well, because sharing is caring. Zealy sprints for the end of the year. We are about to celebrate a new alpha with a sprint, $500 worth of Borg to share between all the lovely people on this quest. So you know what to do. Let's Zealy sprint it up. Thank you guys for making this viral post happen. 773 people that liked the fact that I'm going to go to a cold ice bath. I thought that this is a great idea. I haven't done it first for 2 reasons. First, as you probably know, I'm sick. I'm sick since last Thursday. But the second reason is that we said, oh, why not do a community one where we could all go together? So we'll have to figure out a date anytime soon in January where we could all go together, rather around the world or just have it in Lausanne. What's your thoughts about that? Oh, sorry. And Sarah's giveaway every Friday, Thursday, I'm doing giveaways. So there'll be twice 2 people that will get essentially $100 of Borg. Usually it's only 100 I wanted to give, but this time I thought it would be 2 people. So you're going to be noticed very shortly who's going to be the 2 winners. Gordon's Vault is live. Please scan this one to check if you're part of the 9 sessions of the Guardians of the Borg. So please make it happen. And of course, you'll get a yield or other things based on your contribution. Chart of the week. I think so. This is a nice one. So we have roughly 1/3 of the users right now that are historically in the green. It's a bit skewed on the negative side because many people have essentially bought the SwissBorg token, but have deposited in 2021. So I'll say we're probably more than 50% are people who are in the green right now, which is good. And I think so one of the biggest OKRs for next year, so our biggest objective, besides the board being in the top 50, is that 2/3 of our users should be in the profit historically since day one. So we really want to push you guys to financial freedom, of course, and to be in the profit for that, you need to be allocated in the right way, you need to be informed the right way, and more importantly, you need to behave in the right way in order to be healthy and wealthy. So overall, the relative loss is very small. It's only 14%, which is good. You know, that means just a little bump on the Bor token and Bitcoin and Ethereum will change this, which is really good. And the people who are negative is real people that came in the highs of January 21. In late 21, of course. Those are the people on the right because they bought at the, Bitcoin and CHSB and others at the highest peak. Weekly in Borg data, almost 500 people, which is great. 151,770 people, Bor token holders, which is really great. We're aiming to 152,000 by the year end. And we almost have, 47,000 premium members, which is great. So hopefully we'll get to 50,000, I would say, in the next semester for sure. And it brings us to community index. Cast your score. Yes, it is high, and it is 8.5. Everything did well besides social media, unfortunately. So congratulations to all of you. Borgers, this is one of the last, essentially, powwow of the year. 51, we'll have one next week, but this one will be a special episode on the Christmas tales. I don't know exactly what it's going to be about, but I ensure you all do something cool to entertain you guys. Great pickup again. It's community scores. Community index really shows it again. 8.5 is really great. So many tokens being launched on SwissBorg. A lot of momentum on that side, which is really, really good. Obviously, the Borg is being challenging, one that we really need to address very shortly in order to bring more utilities, to decentralize it, and to make it more knowledgeable. I really enjoyed the feedback that you guys gave yesterday on Twitter about how we could improve things at SwissBorg. There's so many things that are already in the roadmap. It just takes time to be built. Rome was not built in one day, but actually built in many, 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 many months to years. And I think that, I'm overall extremely optimistic about the future that is bright. As always, be wealthy, be healthy, love our Borg and equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.